So you clicked on this video because you want to become successful. Maybe you want to make your parents proud, live an incredible lifestyle, or simply have the freedom to work wherever you want without having to answer to a condescending boss. Either way, if you apply the lessons I'm going to share with you in this video, I can guarantee success only becomes a matter of time. These same lessons are exactly what allowed me to go from being a broke, depressed teenagers sleeping in a basement infested with rats to running a profitable online business and building the type of life I'd always dreamed of as a kid. While most teens prefer to party, to go and have fun, to play video games, to go eat some junk food, to waste their lives away, I locked myself in a room and I worked because I knew I wanted a better life. Most people want to make more money, they want to look better, yet they never go open up their laptop and work at 5-6 a.m. They never go to the gym, yet they somehow expect to get the best results in life. But if you're not willing to do what it takes, you will never have it. So what I'm going to share with you might not be fun, but it will make you rich if you actually apply it. The first thing you need to understand is that if you want to make a lot of money, you truly want to join the top 1%, you're gonna need to commit and to go all in. You're not all in when you're so eager to finish up your work for the day. You can go and watch your Netflix show. You're not all in when you play 3 hours a day of video games, just like you're not all in when you're desperately waiting for a vacation. Going all in means you don't watch the clock. It means you dedicate every single minute, every single second to reaching your goals, to making your dreams come true. That is the price to pay to get the top 1% life. But the only way you're gonna be able to commit and to go all in is to become crystal clear on exactly what type of life you want. A lot of people are so afraid to take action, and I used to be just like that myself. For 7 months, I procrastinated starting the business that would later on change my life. Why? It all comes down to one simple word: fear. I was afraid of rejection. My brain was trying to protect me by coming up with all these so-called valid excuses to rationalize why I would start my business later, but not today. But all it ended up doing was wasting 7 months of my life. And most people don't get it, but time is infinitely more precious than money will ever be. You could make billions of dollars. In fact, there is no limit to how much money you could physically generate. However, you're never gonna live up to 1 billion years old. When your time's up, there's nothing you can do about it. Yet most people prefer to waste hours every single day. It can be in traffic, doing the dishes, going to the grocery store, but it's time they will never get back. So before you can even go all in, you need to set a goal that actually makes sense for you. A goal that not only inspires you to jump out of bed every morning and to crush your to-do list fearlessly, but your goal has to make sense. Don't just set the goal of getting to $10,000 a month because you like the sound of it, because it's a cool number. Ask yourself, why do you want to make $10,000 per month? Not more, not less. Why that number specifically? What would it allow you to do? I genuinely believe human beings can do anything, withstand incredible amounts of pain, as long as they have a strong enough reason why. If you want to make more money because you want to drive a Benz, because you want to buy a Rolex, that's great. I'm not saying you shouldn't want these things, but the guy who gets up at 5 every single day to work on his business, before he goes to school, before he goes to his day job, he's doing it because he wants to retire his parents. He wants to give back. He wants to never ever again face the humiliation of not being able to answer to a rude, condescending boss. A boss who treats him like he's worth nothing, like he's a slave. That is an infinitely more powerful motivation than all of the Rolexes or all of the supercars on the whole planet. Now, some people will try to shame you for wanting to experience nice things in life, the nice cars, the nice vacations. Maybe you want to go rent an entire villa in Spain for a whole week to just have fun with your friends. Some people will try to tell you, oh, you shouldn't want that, it's wrong. But I'm here to tell you the complete opposite. You are going to die sooner than you think. Yesterday evening, as I was dining at the restaurant with my family, we were having a conversation about literally life and death. My father is a nurse and my mother a nursing assistant. My father first worked in psychiatry and then moved on to treating patients who had cancer. And as we were speaking, I realized once more the fact that life is extremely short, and it saddens me to see so many people, they never actually go after their dreams because they listen to other people, they listen to their own fears, their own doubts. You can either be your best friend or your worst enemy, so please choose wisely. The worst thing that can happen to you is lying on your deathbed and you realize you went after none of your dreams. All of the things you dreamed of doing while you were young, you never did them. That to me is the ultimate tragedy. So make sure that during your life, when you're full of vitality, of energy, your health is good, do the things that you've always wanted to do, because one day it will be too late. And that is why when you set a goal, you also want to set a clear time limit. Parkinson's law tells us that work expands so as to fill the time allotted for its completion. In plain and simple English, what this means is that the longer you allow yourself to finish a task, a project, the longer it's gonna take. As I like to say, the shorter the time frame, the harder the intensity. If you say, I'm gonna get this done in 24 hours, you'll need to work harder. You won't have time to waste, so you'll just get straight to work. You won't focus on all the meaningless things that don't actually matter. Instead, you will do the things that move the needle forward, and that will make you efficient. This happens a lot with university students. They have a project which is due in a week, let's say, but they don't get started straight away. Instead, they start a few days before the project is due, or sometimes people even start a couple hours before they have to hand it in. So saying, I want to make more money, or I want to make $10,000 per month, it's not a clear goal. If instead you said, within the next 12 months, I will get to $10,000 per month, that is a clear, specific goal. Now, it's not the end of the world if you don't reach that goal by the date you set. However, like I said, setting a clear deadline will force you to work more efficiently and to not waste any time. And remember, time is your most precious asset. I can guarantee that every billionaire that's like 70 or even older, they would exchange most of their wealth to be 20 years old all over again. Now, speaking about going all in and time, if we truly want you to be able to go all in, we need to eliminate the biggest excuse that prevents most people from taking action. And if you've guessed it, that excuse is of not having enough time. I can't even tell you how many people I've heard tell me, oh, but I don't go to the gym because I don't have enough time. I don't start my business because I don't have enough time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, so stop making excuses. Now, some people, they have more free time than others. It's completely true. But what good does it do to compare your own unique circumstances to that of someone else? If you say, oh, but they have more free time, I have more responsibilities, I have school, I have work, I have kids, I have this, I have that. What you're doing, without even realizing it, is giving yourself an excuse to not take action. But doing that will never give you the outcome that you want. You can play the victim in life, or you can just grab life and take what you want, because no one is gonna give it for you. And oftentimes, people think it's this big activity that is wasting their time. Or they don't have enough time to go to the gym, to work on their business, because they watch one Netflix episode every single evening. But that's not the truth. Now, you would think that the thing that killed you was being stabbed in the heart, right? But what if instead it was the thousands of cuts all over your body that actually caused your death? That is what we call death by 1,000 cuts. It's all of these small things that steal 1 second there, 1 minute there, 1 hour there. And if you add up all of these things every single week, you probably waste a full day, a full 24 hours. It's every time you get up, because let's say you don't have enough battery, so you have to plug your laptop. You could have done that before starting the deep work session, because now that you've been interrupted, it's gonna take at least 15 minutes to get back in the flow of what you were doing. It's getting up every 30 minutes or so to go heat up your tea instead of drinking it in a cup with a lid. So it's sort of these small, seemingly insignificant things that actually waste the bulk of your time. So if you truly want to be able to go all in, I want you to grab a piece of paper and a pen right now and make a list of all of the things that are wasting your time. It could be that, let's say, you play 3 hours of video games every single day. That's not gonna help you to reach your goals. It could be that, like I said, you're always getting up when you're working because, let's say, you need a tissue, you need a bottle of water, you need all of these things, but that is wasting a lot of your time. And then, when that's done, you take a look at your list, and everything which doesn't help you to reach your goals, you remove it. That is the definition of going all in. You won't have to do this forever, but just like life works in seasons, sometimes the truth is, if you want to achieve more than most people ever will, you will need to dedicate a couple months of your life at a time to just focus and work without any distractions. Some people call it monk mode, some people call it hardcore mode. I just call it working hard. Now, if you truly want to become successful, you want to make 10, 15, 20, 30, $100,000 a month, you need to destroy shiny object syndrome. So what is shiny object syndrome in the first place? Lots of beginners struggle with this. They're always jumping from one opportunity to the next. One day they're gonna start a dropshipping business, but then they haven't gotten a sale within a week, and so now they think, oh, you know what, I'm gonna do affiliate marketing. Then the same thing happens. They work on it for a month this time, it's an achievement, but then they didn't get any customers, or they had a couple of sales, but they didn't make that much money. And then you see some guy telling you about crypto, and you think, this will make me rich, and then you pour thousands of dollars into crypto without even understanding how it works, and then you lose everything and you wonder why. And what is extremely dangerous about shiny object syndrome is that it's gonna waste months, if not years of your life. And that comes from someone who really struggled with shiny object syndrome. Instead, what you want to do is to focus on one thing, pick one business model and succeed with that one. Work on it for 12 months and don't allow yourself to give up before the end of those 12 months. Chances are you will at the very least sign 1 or 2 customers. And when you get that first sale, it will change your life, not necessarily because of the money itself, but it will change the way that you think, the way that you view the world. It will show you, yes, you can truly make money online. And if you can make a sale, why couldn't you make 1,000? But the bottom line is this: if you try to become great at 10 different sports at the same time, in the end, you will only be mediocre at 10 different sports. Not really something that people will remember you for. Now, the truth is, it's not just about consistency. A lot of people say you need need to be consistent. But if you follow the wrong advice, you do the wrong thing, no matter how consistent you are, no matter how disciplined you are, you will not become successful. If you go to the gym, you follow the advice of a skinny personal trainer and you want to get jacked, no matter how disciplined you are, you won't get jacked. You're not following the right person, listening to the right advice. And in business, it's the same thing. If you don't pick the right business model, the right vehicle, you only set yourself up for massive disappointment, massive failure, and just losing thousands of dollars and years of your life. Like, I really wish I had known this sooner. As Warren Buffett said it himself, it doesn't matter how hard you row, it matters what boat you get in. Now, if you'd like to discover what's the best online business to start as a beginner, I've recorded a free video in which I analyze every popular online business model. Together we take a look at the pros and the cons. That way you can figure out which business model best suits your needs. I'll leave the link in the description if you're interested. Now, we can't speak about going all in without speaking about removing all distractions when you are working. The truth is, when people start to work, they're gonna have their phone right next to them. They will have notifications popping up on their screen every 5 seconds. I remember at some point I was on a sales call with a potential customer, and I kid you not, the guy's phone was ringing every 5 seconds. Not only is it disrespectful, but how do you hope to scale your business if you can't even focus for a 30-minute long meeting? Studies have been done and have found that on the average 8-hour workday, most employees are only really productive for 3 to 4 hours max. The real problem is not time, it's efficiency. You could simply focus harder, and in those 8 hours you do 8 productive hours of work, or only work 4 hours a day, and then the rest of the time you do whatever you want. But the key thing that you need to understand to be able to focus deeply is that you need to remove all distractions in your environment. Close the doors, close the windows, wear some headphones, listen to some binaural beats or music without lyrics, because lyrics can be very distracting. Then put your phone away, hide it somewhere, put it in a drawer. If it's out of sight, it's out of mind. Now, on your desk, you only want to have exactly what you need for the work session. If you don't need your notebook, don't have it on your desk. Why? Because your brain will see all the clutter on your desk and it will be a tempting distraction. Not to mention that being in a clean environment, it's like dressing well. You perform better. And keep in mind, it's gonna take at least 15 minutes to get in a state of flow. So if you get interrupted every 15 minutes, you're not gonna get any work done even in 8 hours. Instead, block your time. If you need to reach out to potential customers, block out an hour, 2 hours, and do just that. And then you can take a break. It can be a 30-minute break if you've been working hard for 2 hours. But the worst thing that you can do is to do some work and then, you stop. You check your messages. Then you do some work again and again. You get my point. Now, the last thing you need to understand, if you truly want to make a lot of money, build a profitable business, is that consistency and the compound effect matter more than anything else. If you are working hard and you are doing the right thing, success only becomes a matter of time. That is what I personally call the success equation. It's hard work, having the right vehicle. Like, if you want to make $1 million, yet all you do is cut people's hair or make burgers at McDonald's, you won't make $1 million per year. However, if you have an e-commerce brand, if you have, let's say, a service-based online business, you could make $1 million per year, of course. And then the last part, it's timing, and you don't control timing. For some people, they're gonna get lucky. It's gonna take only a week to sign their first customer. While for some people, they will work just as hard. They will have the same business model, yet they will sign their first customer after 2 months of hard work. So at some point, when you're doing the right thing, you work hard. All that is left to do is to keep doing it for months and for years. And if you do that, you will become incredibly successful. I've never seen someone work extremely hard for 2 years in a row at something and they don't become extremely successful. I've never seen it. The reason why most people don't get there, they don't get to the point where they can party, have fun, be extremely successful, invite all of their friends on a yacht, and have an amazing dinner prepared by world-renowned chefs while they watch the sunset go down. It's not because they're not smart enough or because they don't work hard enough. It's because they don't trust themselves. And so naturally they quit. But quitters get nothing. But winners, they simply fail again and again. And at some point, it works because they keep going. Success is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. And I'll leave you on those wise words. Now, with that said, what are you waiting for? It's time to get back to work.